Hey guys, hey, what is up? Let's just dig right into this. Yeah, we're getting into a video today of family friendly human trafficking awareness, and um going to be live with my friend Mila, who's going to be here in just a second. Um, we were going to do an interview on her page, but she's had this weird situation recently where her page is just disabled out of nowhere. Hey, Mila girl. Hi,
Hey,
beautiful. How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
You know
All
what?
right.
Let me try, because I don't know if, like, do people I follow, can they join?
Yes, they can see us in like a double bubble,
Okay.
live at the top of their feed. They should be able to, and they'll be able to click on either or. I'm gonna check right now because I'm like right in front of it. But yeah, they should be able to see it from your page too.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, what's up, everybody? So once again, this is Mila. Mila, you wanna take it away and tell them
Sure.
about yourself?
Sure. So, we got connected, a few weeks ago, because I saw
Yeah.
a story on another page and I shared it, and you were so kind to reach out and say thank you, and we just kind of clicked from there. So I think you have an amazing story. I think you're an amazing person, and I know you have a lot
Mhm.
of side information. So I definitely wanted to take time to really just let you talk about you know um, your knowledge about child trafficking, and then I know you want to talk about social media and how
Talk about. I'm sorry, you cut out for a second after you said child trafficking.
talk about social media,
Oh yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and how it's used. So yeah, I mean there's going to be people watching, if not later,
Yeah.
if they're not here now. So social media has gotten so big. I know there are new platforms like Telegram and Parlor, there's
Yeah.
TikTok, Snapchat,
Zen linked.
yeah. So I know I've read a few articles where it's been discovered, of children being sold on media. So just what's your insight and information that you can give parents if there's kids watching, just the best advice that you could give.
Yeah. And that's why I told you, I wanted to kind of talk to the kids too, because like I told you, I have this kid following, and I've been kind of kicking everybody out, like, hey, this information is kind of parents only. So I wanted the family to be able to sit around and say, hey, we talked about this together. Um, Give some information that you usually don't get from school, you don't get from, the outside world. There's so many people that have little knowledge about human trafficking. And for me, the reason why I wanted to also make this video is because a lot happened to me at a young age, and speaking to the kids right now, a lot happened to me like when I was very, very little. I'm 26 now. Um, and a lot of you that are on my page know that I completely love you guys, and I would be devastated if something happened to someone that I cared about, and I felt like, I had the information or I had the knowledge to say, hey, and point something out, and I could have protected them by um, teaching you something that I know. Um, so I kind of just wanted to make this to let you know the dangers, and say that you don't need to be scared. I think everybody just kind of needs a plan, especially even when you're little. I'm talking to my 6, 7. I heard someone texted me earlier and was like, my 6 year old and my 9 year old and my 10 year old are watching. I'm like, awesome. So, I want to make this in a way that you understand that you don't have to be scared, but to know something and to have a plan about it, you know, that way you're ready, to stay safe if the time came up. And, when you have a plan, then there's nothing to be afraid about. So, first of all, to break this down in a kid term, human trafficking is when someone takes someone and uses them as their slave. I think so many people have it kind of mixed up, what human trafficking really is. And this human trafficking has so many different, I call them flavors, because it's like saying, I want a soda or I want juice. Like no one can know, what kind of soda you're speaking of, whether that's grape or orange or, you know, Sprite or whatever the case. So it has to specify, but there's so many things that go on in trafficking, um, from uh, people finding out what you like, and then they try to promise you all of that. They um, they have all these empty promises of whether it is, if you're older and you want to be a model, or if you're younger and you want candy. There's so many things that they play off of, and they use that. And then when they get you in their hands, then there's so many things that happen from torture. And when I say torture, that means that somebody's hurting you physically, and you can't stop that. Um, Things can get so far as to death. And then there's uh, the chloroform issue, which we'll talk about later in this video. Um, and there's, the chance of them moving you out of state and you never being able to see your family again. Um, and, you're not able to talk to your family, you're not able to communicate with them. So I think a lot of things also is, people think that this is just girls, and this is not. This is also boys. Boys are also very vulnerable. Girls, I think everybody automatically assumes, oh, someone's grabbing a little girl, and no. There was a lot of boys when I was, young and in this situation, and called what I call in the life. Um, the the idea of trafficking, I think also people think it's just a man, or it's someone that I know, or it's someone in my family, or it's someone that pulls up in a van on the streets. And that's not the case either. This is men, this is women, this is sometimes family, and this is, unfortunately, nowadays we have children recruits who are the same age as you. If you're a child that's 14, 16, or a child that's 7, 9 years old, you could be at the park playing, you could be at an amusement park. Trick or treating is a big one that, we always talk about in October. And there's so many things that can happen. And some kids think that, oh, trafficking is someone gets taken and they're just locked up in a cage, and that's not it either. It's, there's people that think that I want a kid, and I'm going to play mom to a kid, so they steal someone else's kid and they take them and try to use them for their own, and they trap them there and they make sure they stay there. Um, there's people that pick up kids to sell them and give them away for money. And that's a crazy thought, I know, but this is true, and this is going on around everybody right now. Um, and then there's people who pick up kids to give them away. And when I say give them away, I mean move them out of state, move them out of country. And from there, like I said, it could be a possibility of never seeing your family again. So this is why human trafficking is a big thing that I think kids should understand right now, because this is a danger just like anything else. This is a danger of just like, walking home from the store and being talked to by a stranger that's, not good, or, being out late at night and being around strangers. This is an everyday danger that should be addressed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think another thing is I had posted a picture of my story, and I said, "Hey, can you find me?" I want to talk to everybody about online dangers too, because you know I've been through so many situations where I wish I could even count, and there's too many, which is unfortunate. But I don't want you to be sad for me. I want you to understand when I'm telling you these stories is I want to help you stay away from these stories and stay away from these things. And if you have a friend that's in this situation, that you can be able to speak up to an adult or someone in authority or someone to say that these things are happening and it's familiar to you, so you
Hmm.
could do something about it. I think a lot of things now that everybody is not so familiar with is the online dangers, because everybody wants to do something, whether it's TikTok, Zen, Twitter, your backup accounts, spam accounts, Roblox, um, Snapchat. There's so many different platforms that we have going on, and unfortunately, none of them are safe. The the biggest thing is how easy it is to locate someone. And that's why I put that picture in my story. A lot on my Instagram, people will be like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like you're in so many places at once." And I sometimes do that for my safety. Um, but in reality, yeah, I'm all over. But uh, it's easy to locate someone. And this is something that traffickers do. They sit outside of schools and they ask questions for personal information from other kids. And they ask it through these social media platforms and playing as other kids. So you could be in your Roblox room and enjoying, your game, and you're calling your friend over and you see someone else there and they're talking to you, and they're talking to you as a child. So for you, you're answering them, how are you doing, what school you go to, how you can chat in the rooms. And this can be very, very dangerous, because the only thing that someone has to do is find out one simple thing. What's your TikTok? What's your Snapchat? What's your Instagram?
Hmm.
Where's your Zen? Do you have a backup account? They only need one social media platform to get from you. And from there, it's easy to go into a picture, just one picture. And as you notice, behind me is exactly where I am. So there's a lot of things that happen, like kids wear identifying clothes, whether it's your school t-shirts, your team gear, things like that. And it's easy for traffickers to come at kids that may not have any issues. They're just enjoying life, and these traffickers are watching. It's not. I don't know how to explain to you guys how serious this is, and help you understand. But to just tell you these things to help you understand how serious this is. This is people sit outside of schools, or they go into chat rooms and they put up fake profiles and they go towards kids. And kids feel like, I want to be able to be on TikTok. I want to do all the trending things that Addison Rae does. I want to do all the things that I see Charlie doing. I want to do all the things that I see on Instagram, whether it's throwing it back or whether it's doing a makeup tutorial. You know what I mean? And some things are, yes, just completely pure out of innocence and just having fun. But there are people out there who are watching these things, and it's easier for them to get to you. It's easier for them to locate your home. It's easier for them to get into your life because it's kind of given to them. And it's just those things to know, so you can start saying, I'm safe, and I'm not going to wear my shirt in a video if,
Hmm.
I'm not going to put on my team gear. I'm not going to give away my location. TikTok, hackers they're not just hackers trying to get to your profile to take your followers. This is not what that is. TikTok, I'll tell you right now, the number one dangerous, it used to be for me, again, I'm not that old, back and way back when it was MySpace. But before, now we're coming back. There's a number one social media platform that all traffickers have. They have to pick up a shipment. When you notice there's like 5 kids that have gone missing in your area, that means that they need 5 new kids back in their hands. So from there, they need to find those new kids. And all they say is, I need a blonde girl with blue eyes. If you have blonde hair, blue eyes, that's you. If you are a black girl with black hair, that's you. If you are a Mexican girl with curly hair, that's you. If you are a blonde boy, you know what I mean? It continues to go on. All they have is a list to fill, and they fill that. And it's not just them taking you, you know, for a little bit. This can be forever. Um, and there's so many people who don't understand those dangers. And I think no one knows, because the most dangerous app right now for recruiters and for traffickers is Roblox. Why? Because it's a complete kid platform. This is, and the next in line after that, the most dangerous app for traffickers is TikTok. This is because look at the things that are going on TikTok. No one acts their age. You can't tell, can you? Because everyone is trying to be someone that they're seeing on the trending For You page. No one is being themselves. Okay, so because of that, everybody is trying so hard to fit into this mold, and traffickers see that, like, what is she like? She likes to be like everybody else. So maybe if I invite her to a party, a TikTok party, that would get her to come and talk to me, because this is something that you like. They play off of the things that you like, whether it is the color purple, whether it is an ice cream. You know, everybody says don't take candy from strangers. That is the littlest thing that a trafficker can offer you. You know what I mean? As a college student, you know, it goes into sugar daddies. It goes into you think it's someone to pay your tuition. You think it's someone to help you out of the debt that you're in. And eventually you end up in this situation that you never thought would happen. It gets out of control and you can't get out. All of this because of a social media post. And sometimes it's a vulnerable situation. Sometimes traffickers know when you're having issues in your home. Traffickers know when you're fighting with mom and dad. Traffickers can tell when you're being bullied at school and you just need someone to hear you out. These are the things that family and true friends are called for, and not outside sources that you don't know, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
absolutely.
sense. um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think,
I say those things
uh,
because I purposely put a can you hear me?
yeah, I hear.
Okay. I purposely put a sheet behind me to block out any identifying, pictures or anything like that. And, before you even said that, you just based on my, the little knowledge that I have, I just didn't want, anything identifying, where I'm at and so on.
Exactly. And it's so easy to just zoom in. It's so
Yeah.
easy to go to a background, go to a reflection in the mirror. I take so long to post all of my posts because I make sure that I am that safe.
Yeah, I can see
Um,
it in your glasses.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is why I say there's so much that goes into this, and there's so much that goes into social media. There's so many online dangers, from the video games to Xbox. Boys think it's just another dude that's trying to come in and we're trying to talk about this game. And you have no idea that this is a trafficker that is trying to lure you in through video games. Next thing you know is, hey, I can get you this big video game. Hey, I will send you a Xbox gift card just because, you won that game. It's all you.
Mhm.
They use this. And there's usually kids sitting there, and their children recruits are getting all the information that they need to come to you and do what they need to do, whether that is on Halloween night during trick-or-treating to say, hey, I have some huge candy bars. You should come over here with me and check this out. Or, hey, I heard you were the guy on the Xbox game. Come over here real quick. I'm going to show you this game I got in the car. All they do from there is chloroform, which is a drug that knocks you out cold in a matter of seconds. They put it over your mouth and over your nose, and you're passed out and you have no idea where you are. Um, this is a scary thing to think about, a very scary thing to think about. But this is something that, again, the education of it, when we, high school, college, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say sneaky links. You know what I mean? Which is now another word for what we used to call something else that I won't say. And when it's sneaking around, or when you have nude videos or nude pictures going out, those things are photoshopped. They're taken. Parents, when we post things on our platforms and when it's our kids, they're taken and they're used. I'm very careful with posting my kids whether it's my dad's kids, whether it's my nephew. I'm just very careful with it. If I see somebody watching in a weird way, it's automatically down. You know what I mean? If it does go up, but then I have a blocked off account for personal. Anyone who knows me personally and I know them personally and I can acknowledge that they're there and why they're there, and it's a lockdown account. But there's so much that goes on social media, and I just think that if you are going to be on social media, please be careful. Please understand those dangers. Please understand what you're putting in your videos and know what you're doing, because there's so many people watching you and nothing is ever taken down from the internet. I don't care what delete button you
It's
think
true.
that you hit or how many times you deleted it and took it out of your phone. It is not gone. What is on the internet is on the internet forever. And it really isn't going to go away. Another thing is children recruits, like I said. I was a child recruit where when I was 12 years old, I had to go do what a trafficker told me to do. So there was an older man who would say, hey, I need you to go help me take 2 girls. And if you don't help me take 2 girls, you're going to be punished. You're going to be in trouble. And by in trouble, things, really, really bad things would happen if I didn't help him. So he would say, you know, I need 2 girls. I need you to go up to these 2 girls that are walking around the park by themselves, and I need you to say, you're looking for your mom and you can't find them. Can they help you? It's easy as a caring kid. You're like, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Of course I want to help you find your mom.
Kids guards are down when it comes to other kids. They're not thinking, you know, because as parents, you know, you teach your child don't talk to strangers, but you make it known that, you know, adult strangers. But like you said, it's growing even more where traffickers are using children, you know, teenagers, 14, 15, 16, you know.
Younger. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're not.
Halloween is the worst.
Yeah.
Where they dress up little kids like you. They will find out, you know, in your games, everybody posts, like, what are you going to be for Halloween? Traffickers sometimes will post these questions to find out what are you going to be for Halloween so they can come into the area and switch you out with another kid.
Wow.
And from there, your parents see you, they're walking with their friends, they're enjoying their time as well. You guys are trick-or-treating. Your mom sees you go up to the driveway, but she doesn't see you go behind that little nook area of a porch, and you're switched out with somebody who's dressed just like Ariel and someone who's dressed just like Spider-Man, and then mom doesn't know which way you went. And for her, she kept seeing the costume, so we're okay. Walking a few doors up, and it only takes 2 seconds for something to happen. And I think everybody thinks, oh, you know, it can't happen around me. It doesn't happen over here. It happens everywhere, under everyone's nose, in broad daylight sometimes. And this is something that we, you know, just have to, again, plan for and be ready for. I want to tell you guys that unless it's a birthday present, there is no reason to keep a secret from mom, dad, your family. At this point, people play on that when they tell you, don't tell your parents something, or if you tell your mom or dad that I told you that I was going to touch you, if you told your mom or dad that I told you I was going to give you free candy, it's a secret. And if you tell on me, then I'll kill them. Don't ever let someone threaten you to the point that you can't open up to your parents, because at one point they're going to need something from you to be able to save your life if something happens to you. I know as teenagers we get into this point where our parents get on our nerves, you know, and vice versa, y'all. Like, I'm telling you right now, I've learned so much being older. I'm not that much older, but I've learned from being older, and I know that they get on our nerves and we get on their nerves, right?
Yeah.
But we get into this point of they're getting on my nerves. I don't want to talk to them. I'm going to hide this from them. And then you get into the situation where you're mad at someone and you don't know how to calm down.
Yeah.
And from there, you're into a situation and someone says, don't tell mom, don't tell this. And if you tell, I'll kill you. If you tell, it's your fault. If you tell, this is all going to come down to you and your mom's going to hate you. Your dad's not going to talk to you ever again. That's not true. Open up to your parents, even. And I know some of us are like, I can't be that open with my parents. You know, we are all raised in different households, different cultures, different ways, but there's always a connection and always a bond that you can have with your parents, to talk to them and say, hey, there's something going on. I don't know how to say it, whether it's writing it down or kind of spitting it out. Don't be scared of those threats. Tell your parents immediately something like that, even if it comes out as a joke, even if you have to laugh it out. So and so said they were going to kill me if I ever told you this.
Right.
Excuse me, what? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? At least you can get that out. Don't ever let someone put you in a place where you're keeping secrets from your parents, because those eventually, your parents need something to be able to save you and not let you go and be broken. The more that you keep this, the more that you keep a secret, it starts to chip at you. It messes with your heart and it hurts, and you're upset and you're like, why am I sad? Why am I angry? Why am I fighting and clashing with my parents? It's because you're keeping something from them that you know you should tell them. Okay. Don't ever let somebody threaten you. And like I said, unless it's a birthday present and a really, really good one, there is no need to keep a secret. A lot of my whole life, I was told to keep a secret. I was told that if I would tell on somebody, it would be my fault. I was told to keep everything quiet, and it didn't help. It really didn't help. There were some people out there that probably could have saved my life, but at one point I was so scared that I wasn't able to say anything. And it made me live a lie.
Yeah.
So,
I think
another
parents
thing,
can do, you know, it might be awkward. It's, you know, it's always like that, the whole, you know,
yeah,
birds and bees
birds and
conversation.
bees.
But parents can also, I mean, you know, I've talked to kids that, you know, are in my family as young as 3, and even though it seems like they're not understanding, at least it started, because I know, you know, like in my job, you know, I work for a tech company, and they send us emails to train us, you know, how to recognize a spam email, you know, versus a real email. And some of these emails
Yes,
look exactly alike, but they point out little things. So
yes,
as parents, you know, if you do it in repetition and have the conversation, and even though you may still have a child or a teenager that is not communicating to you, at least you're teaching them how to look out for someone who might be studying them, or someone
exactly.
who's trying to find out or asking certain questions that you know, will reveal information about them that, you know, a trafficker might want to know. So you know, as parents, it's you know, the repetition, I think, is really important. And then just kind of talking to your kids often. And it's unfortunate, it's really sad that, you know, we
Yeah,
have to put up these guards now with
yeah.
children. But I mean, you see, it's like every other day I'm reading articles about someone tried to snatch this child, and they're getting so bold. Traffickers are getting
Oh
so
yeah.
bold. They're like, you're in the car with them, like in San Diego with that little toddler. The guy literally, and both of his parents were there, and he's in a
Mm-hmm.
car seat. I don't know how far he thought he was gonna get, but you
Yeah.
know, this
This is
is
a
this is the
regular
world we're
tactic.
yeah.
That was a regular tactic. They watch you get into your cars. This is something coming out of grocery stores as well. They watch you get into your cars. You know that as a safety lock, this is an insurance protocol as well, that when you unlock your car, especially as an automatic, your driver's side locks first, and then you have to click it again, and the rest of your car unlocks. Um, this is because you can get into one side of your car and there's a trafficker already coming onto the other side. This is a tactic that they use all the time, as well as the flashing lights. during Halloween for gang initiations. Everything, a lot of things tie together. And I don't think people realize that either, that trafficking goes as far as drugs, organ harvesting parents, the black market, and much, much more. It all ties, really, really ties in. Um, I want to, explain to you though, for the kiddos, like what to do as well. Um, Trust your feelings. I know some of us walk home from school. We have a busy family life. Um, and there's just things that we have to do because we have to do it. It's life. Like I said, it's not about being scared. It's just about being educated and having a plan at all times and knowing something in the back of your head that if something ever comes up, you automatically go into fight and flight mode. Yes, you panic a little bit, but at least something comes up that you can start to do something about it. But just trust your feelings. And what I mean by like trusting your feelings is somebody standing too close to you. You know, watch around for yourself. Is someone taking pictures of you, a stranger? A lot of people think that when we're out making these TikToks, someone is watching us, you know, but that's not the thing. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many people who are like, hey, they think I'm getting it, but hey, they're actually watching you. And traffickers prey off of these videos. They use these videos at night for other purposes. Parents, I'll let you explain that to your children. I won't break that down, but you know what I mean. They take your children's faces, they take those videos, they Photoshop them, and they use them for after night purposes. Parents, okay? So this is what I mean by being careful of where your children goes. I have media releases on all of my stuff as a dance choreographer because there's some parents who actually realize, like, yes, I want my kid out on a flyer, but at the same time, there are dangers to that. You know what I mean? We don't want to think about those things, but we have to. And those are the things that we have to be careful of. Being photoshopped onto somebody else's body, being used for other purposes, and then watching the video. People think it's about something else, and they see somebody always has their cell phone, but in reality, there's traffickers who have mirrors on their shoes, and they're walking next to girls with short skirts on, and there's mirrors on their shoes. So the reflection is going up your skirt, ladies. Okay, there's boys who walk around with their shirt off. There is guys who take pictures of you with your shirt off. People think I'm just a guy, it's hot, like, you know what I mean? But there are some things that traffickers take enjoyment out of seeing from children, and just seeing that is enough. You know, if you knew that your picture was taken and some trafficker was using that to stare at night and fantasize about you and dream about you, how creepy would that be? You don't know that person.
Disgusting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine somebody like taking a picture of you out of nowhere and then laying with it on their bed and like, I dream of this person at night all the time? That's creepy, right? But these are the things that people do. And like I said, people now, it's like, oh, we're out making a TikTok and everybody is like looking at us like, get it. And once again, no, there's sometimes where traffickers are like, oh, I'm taking enjoyment out of this in the worst way. And that's where we have to be careful. You know what I mean? Walking home from a school is a big one. I was walking home one day, thank God, with a tall flag. I was out in Paris, California, and I had my earphones in. I'm a music girl. I love every piece of music. If you have ever been on a road trip, heard my playlist, it's all over the place. So I love music, so I will blast it. It has to sound right. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is the easiest way to snatch someone. You're in your phone, you have your headphones in, you're looking down, you're on Instagram, you're talking to your friends, you're walking, you're singing, you can see what's in front of you, but you have no idea, and you're not listening to someone driving up or walking up on you. And that is the problem. Now people are like, but I want to listen to music while I'm walking. Okay, listen to music while you're walking. Keep one headphone in and keep your music low so you can hear your surroundings. If somebody walked out, my nickname, and it's not a good one, a trafficker used to call me Bird. And the reason why was because every time somebody walked behind me, I would flip around before you even got 10 steps even close to me. So I'd freak out and it's a part of, something that I go through now called PTSD. But
Yeah.
it was me flipping out, and she thought it was funny. But they take pride in sneaking up on people and scaring you. This is how your blood is processed in a way that goes into an adrenochrome process. Once again, we're going to get into it another day. But this is something that happens and they take enjoyment out of. So please, if you're walking home, watch your surroundings. Stay alert. Do not have your earphones full blasting. Don't be full blown in a book. Some of us are bookworms. I walk home in an Ellen Hopkins book and get lost. And I'm in my world, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm walking, and there's someone walking right behind me. I had someone completely follow me home and meet me inside of my house. I went into my house, and my dog was pushing me out, trying to warn me that there was someone standing in my bathroom. And
Wow.
my mom wasn't home. She's a social worker, so she's at work. My sisters and brothers, they're at work. You know what I mean? I'm just getting home and getting off. So there's a lot of things that go on, and I really just want you to stay careful. And like I said, I tell you these things not to scare you, but because you should have a plan. You should be aware, because this is not something that you hear in school. This is not something that some people tell you because they're too scared to give you this reality. But if you can watch TikTok, if you can be on Instagram, if you can learn the next trending dance, then trust me, you should be able to know about the dangers that go on around the world if you are going to put these things out there, if you are going to be involved in certain things. And
Hmm.
and this is just being alert, you know what I mean? This is just being educated, because so many people say, I didn't know that existed. Well,
Yeah.
now you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Peer pressure is a big one. Um,
Just to kind
friends.
of touch back on the fear thing. So, you know, before this call started, that was a concern of mine, especially knowing that kids were going to be on here, is that, I'm like, I hope this doesn't put fear in people. That's ultimately not the outcome that I wanted, but just awareness. And I feel like fear comes from the unknown. So you're going
Yeah,
to be afraid initially hearing these types of things, but
yeah,
again, as you become familiar, with tactics or ways that these things are happening, you take that information and you learn how to prepare yourself so that way you're not afraid. And that's ultimately, why we're having this conversation, because of the prevalence of child trafficking that's taking place. We want parents and kids, to know what's out there and how you can, equip yourself
exactly,
ultimately. Hmm.
exactly. Um, but yeah, peer pressure is a big one. There's friends who are, I was in the foster care system, so a lot of times I had the free reign to do whatever I want before a certain time at night. Um, and a lot of people weren't able to do that. Some people have rules that they have to follow, which is you can't be out of the house past 10 o'clock. You can't do certain things. Um, some people play off of that, and they use that, especially as a child recruit that is trying to help a trafficker lure you in. Um, and they'll make fun of you. They'll say, but, are you scared, or are you, I mean, this is what everybody is doing. Why can't you do it too? I mean, it's just going to be one time, maybe twice. It's not a big deal. And you feel like, okay, it's not a big deal. I have been in situations where I've watched girls, I'm sorry, but I've watched people try to peel people's skin off of their body. And
Oh my God.
when you're little, you don't understand that. You're like,
God.
what does that mean? You know what I mean? You have to be able to understand that these things, and this is because they were going to talk. If you tell a trafficker, no, I don't want to go, I want to go home, it's no just walking into a situation, then, oh, I want to leave. They're not going to go for that. And then because of that, then they try to hurt you, so you get scared and you don't want to leave because you're too scared to leave. So this is why it's it's good to be educated. And if anything was to happen, you know, if somebody was to come up and grab you while you're walking home from school, if somebody was to um, come up to the school and say, hey, mom said, I'm picking you up today, I'm her new friend, and I'm going to drop you off, she didn't call you, right? It's okay, come with me. And they're dragging you, you kick, you fight, you bite, you scream. You do not stop fighting and you run. And you do whatever you have to do to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just important to know these things. It's very important to know those things, to say, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to do everything in my power to get home. I'm going to do everything in my power to stay safe. And
Mm-hmm.
that means whatever that means to protect you. Um, you start learning how to instantly turn your camera on. If you're walking home from school, if you are the type that hangs out with your friends, just learn how to turn your camera on. If you are able to go to amusement parks by yourself, this is okay. I'm not saying don't go do these things, but I'm just saying be alert. Um, if you do that, know how to put your phone instantly on your home screen, or phone, excuse me. Know how to put your camera instantly on your home screen to open your camera to go live. If somebody was to ever come after you, the best thing that you can do is go live so that everybody around you can see something that is happening. If you are walking down the street and there's somebody following you and they're behind you, you need to learn how to put your camera on instantly and say, okay, this person is following me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if something ever happened after calling 911, you or before when you call 911, then you put your phone on. Get off the phone with 911 and then put your phone on and make sure that you're recording until you get from point A to point B, because then people can see they're on this street. They were coming down this street. I saw them standing next to the 7-Eleven. The guy behind them had on a blue hat. The lady that was walking behind them had on a pink shirt. Somebody can identify something and somebody can help your parents find you, God forbid
Mm-hmm.
something was to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and these are just the things
I
to
think
help
of
you.
the movie Taken.
Yeah, that is such a
Yeah.
sugar-coated movie. Oh,
um
that was the
how,
sweet
you know,
version.
when, yeah, when the Liam Neeson was like, they're going to take you, like, prepare yourself, but scream out everything that you can
Exactly.
identify them with, so that he could hear it.
Hmm.
And
And I've
yeah.
had to do this with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in a situation in a foster home, um, I had to put my phone down at one point and her just be able to hear what was going on so she could be able to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are passwords that you should have with your parents. I have one with my mom. You know, we have this kind of this code word that, you know, safe words, you don't like grapefruit. And you get in a situation and there is someone that is standing right next to you and say, hey, call your parents right now and tell them that you're okay. And tell them that you're going to a slumber party at your friend's house and that you'll be back in a few hours.
Yeah.
You can call your parents and say, hey, mom, did you get me that grapefruit that I love?
Yeah.
And automatically your parents are going to be like, wait, what? You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is a code word. So then your parents can say, oh, which store did you want it from? And you can say where you're standing in front of. I wanted it from the store that is on 3rd and Magnolia. I'm making something up.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you can tell somebody, you can tell your parents where you are. Have this password with your parents. You know what I mean? Have this kind of this code word, this talk with your parents. So, you know, you can call mom, or you can, if you ever get trapped in a situation you need to message her without somebody knowing, you can call them, you can message them, and you can say something and give them a signal,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
are some tips for parents with younger children, where, you know, 5 and 6, 5 or even younger, just that, you know, maybe they can talk to the really young kids about, because, you know, obviously they don't have a phone, or you know, might not understand that type of conversation, but I'm sure there are things that younger kids can still learn, to be aware of.
Yeah, I think again, talking to your kid in a way that they can understand. You as a parent would know which way that is, but telling your kid that, hey, if somebody ever said that, um, you know, mommy was going to come pick you up from preschool, or mommy can't come pick you up from preschool, then you know that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So that way your baby, because you know babies are so honest, Babies are so honest, especially at 3 to 5 years old. If you pull up to a school, if you have a booger in your nose, if if something's
Mm-hmm.
going on, they're gonna tell you. So if something happened and you kind of already kind of warned your child in a way that said, mommy or daddy is the only people that are going to be picking you up from school. Then when
Yeah.
somebody weird shows up, they're going to, my mommy and daddy are the only people that are picking me up from school,
Mm-hmm.
preschool. When you're out at the park, watch your kids. There are so many children recruits now, so many children recruits that you would be surprised. They do this on purpose because now it's harder, to go up and talk to someone's child in 2020. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? As a
Yeah.
grown adult, 50-year-old, 60-year-old man, you can't just walk up to a child. So therefore, they take their recruits with them, and their recruits are slaves. So please be easy on these children as well, because I know that you want to be so angry with them, but they are doing this because their life depends on it.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's not their fault. I've been in a situation where I've been arrested when I was in someone's hands. I've seen people call um, girls that are in danger or boys that are in danger children prostitutes, and that's not the case. These are children.
Yeah.
Call
A
it for
child
what it
can't
is.
give consent.
A
They,
child,
I never understood how they can arrest anyone who's under 18 and prostituting. They,
and they do,
that's not
they
a choice
do,
that they
and
make.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
and they say that they call them young women and they call them young prostitutes or young men, and it's passed off as an adult.
Yeah.
Um, you just please be careful with them as well, because they're doing what they need to do to stay alive. So I understand how angry it can make you, but just get your child out of there. And once again, it's like, can I let my kid play? Yes, let them be normal children, but that does not mean put your head in the sand. That means stay alert.
Yeah.
I understand parents are like, I just want to go to the park, let my kids run and sit back for a second. And I understand that. I'm not a parent. I wish I got tiger stripes, but not the babies. But
Yeah.
I, I, I understand. I just think that, and especially with the things that I've had to do, there are child recruits who go into the park and they're on the swing sets, they're on the slides, they're waiting for the child, basically of what the pimp has ordered. If I need a 5-year-old with curly hair, they have to sit you at that park until that 5-year-old with curly hair shows up. And no matter what, they can be picky at first and say, I want a one with brown eyes, curly hair, and straight teeth. And if one comes and they have too many teeth missing, they don't want them, and they'll try to pass them up. There's some that they pass up. But then when they get desperate, then they don't care anymore. They just grab whoever. And that's the scary part, because so many people think either something was wrong in the home, there was a bully situation, they were grooming my kid. There's so many things, yes, and these are all true, but then there's the situations of it's just the matter of business. Unfortunately, please watch the movies Trafficked with, I believe it's Ashley Judd, and Eden. Those are the two movies that are so close to my life, it scared me rewatching those movies. Taken is the sugar-coated version of
Mm-hmm.
what goes on. These two movies get right up to the very graphic truth of it, and they back away. So it's a very good movie for teenagers as well, for the reality of things without the graphic uh, things that go on as well. Um, please try these, watch these movies, have a family night, understand these things. It will give you a better insight to what goes on, especially what goes on in CPS. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
foster kids who are doing what they can, like I said, to stay alive. And then you have the kids who are sheltered and have no idea of these things. Um, yes, you're welcome for the movies. I just seen that.
Yeah,
Yes, again, the movie.
I see some questions. We'll get to those. So
Oh,
if you
awesome.
put any questions there, we'll get to them.
Yeah. So, um, there's so much that goes on, so much that goes on. And I think another big thing, like I said, is please don't think this is girls. This is boys. And boys, I'm talking to you. Boys don't last long in life. I'm telling you this honestly. Once again, I have a lot of boys. You know, Miss, you, me and Miss, we here. Like, you my homeschool little biscuits, but boys don't last long in life. Okay. And what I mean by that is they sell boys faster. Now with the 2020 of equality changing and we have different genders and different races, this is a thing that they take pride in. They sell kids to Dubai. I have went out several times. Somebody has called me and said, I can't find my kids. And I have went out and found them quicker than the police. Um, and it's because of their social media background. It's because of the few things that they have left behind in their rooms. So don't think that this can't happen to you because there's no age, there's no gender, there's no preference, there's no nothing on who they want and what they're going to do to get it. So I'm talking to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think it's so important for parents just to have the conversation. And even if you might feel like your kid's not receiving it, I promise you it's resonating some way, shape or form. Not only that, but when you talk to your kids, your kids are going to talk to their friends. You
Mm-hmm.
know, something could come up in conversation, and if they have a friend where their parents, are not having these conversations, at least it's spreading that way.
Yeah.
So if it's not your child, it's someone else, that you could save, definitely.
Yeah, and that's extremely my point too. It's just one person. Could we go ahead and take questions? I don't know if we're gonna run close to time because we have only,
Yeah.
like so
So
long on here.
ASM 3024, yeah, as long as IG allows us to save it, I think it's gonna save on EXO Odyssey's live, because she started it, but she'll post it, and we'll repost it from there. EB8 says, what about the clip-on alarms that go off when they're pulled? I think those are for the little kids. So um I mean, if you find any type of gizmo or gadget that you can put on your little one, that's always helpful, especially if it's some
Yeah.
type of GPS.
Don't let anybody tell you anything crazy. I've had
Yeah,
people try to say that, oh, people have told me I put a leash on my kids, and people try to get crazy with people because it's like you have something on your kids. You'd be surprised how much this helps. I was
yeah,
at just a march, a demonstration in Sacramento, and in the thousands of people at the Capitol, there were 3 pedophiles taking pictures of children and trying to grab someone. Finally, the police grabbed them, and there were a few people who turned around because someone saw him snap a picture of a few little girls, and then someone was turned around and was like, "You're taking pictures of my kid," and it unfolded. Um, but there was a little girl was in front of him, and she had on this little Tigger bracelet that was attached to her father. If she didn't have that on, he was right next to her. He was right next to her. And her father was not even, she was running around. It was long,
yeah,
but you know what I mean? Don't ever let anybody try to tell you, oh my gosh, you did this to your kid. At least I'm not looking for my kid.
yeah,
I mean, truth is the truth. So,
yeah. Um, and then one Stephanie Amaris asked the movies. So Eden was one, and you said Trafficked.
yes, this is Eden and Trafficked with Ashley Judd. Like I said, these movies are so close to my life. It was scary.
Yeah,
I had to turn away. I had to take a few breaks in between. These movies get right up to the graphicness of uh, trafficking, but they back away. So these are great movies to watch with your kids. I would suggest little. Please watch them first, but teenagers.
yeah,
Oh, and Silent Cry if you want to get into other stuff.
Silent Cry. Okay. Are there any more questions? Because we can't really run over an hour, or IG will cut it off. So I think we only have a few minutes left.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
thank you guys so much for listening. Kids, thank you all
Absolutely.
so much for listening. Um, please don't take this as like, what can I do now? Take this as what I can, what what I will do. I will make sure that I stay safe, um,
Right.
because I have a plan. And there's no reason to be scared because once you, like I said, you have a plan, there's no reason for fear. There's no room for fear because you already have a plan.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you'll
Yeah.
be
It's,
fine. Thank y'all
yep.
so much.
Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll try to post it as soon as we can, and just share it with everyone. And if you're a parent watching, please talk to your children
Please.
as much as you can, as much as they hate it, as much as you think they're not listening. um
Something is sticking.
yeah, absolutely.
Something is sticking.
Yep.
And once again, social media, if you hide it, this is this is something that you're hiding from your parents and a chance to save your life if something happens. So just take that into consideration and sleep on that. I know so many of us have backup accounts. So many of us have spam accounts. So many of us have other things that Zen and linked that we keep from our parents. Just think about it because there's so much going on in this world and someone always needs a way to get to you.
Hmm.
I love you guys. Milo, thank you so much, love. I really appreciate you. Your Instagram was wonky, girl. I don't know what happened, whether it was, just kind of definitely, it was definitely the enemy getting this way because
Oh
there's
man,
so many people's
they closed it,
profile coming
right?
down.
Yeah, they closed it
Yeah,
today. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing I had a backup. So,
that's right.
yep.
Yes. All right. I'll
All
talk to you
right.
soon. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone. Bye.